This lesson covers the following topics: how message scoring works in Security Gateway, setting rejection and quarantine thresholds based on message scores, configuring message scoring exclusions, identifying high-scoring messages in the message logs, and how to identify message scoring results in the message transcripts. Now let's talk about the message scoring settings, which you'll find under the anti-spam section right here under message scoring. Before we get into the details of this particular screen, when a message passes through various security tests in Security Gateway, that message's score is adjusted based on the results of that particular test. So for example, under DNS blacklist, if a message was sent from somebody on a DNS blacklist, then 5 points are added to the message score. If a message fails SPF verification, then that message's score can be adjusted as well. Or if a message returns questionable results during DMARC verification or various other security features, its score is adjusted accordingly. So based on all those tests, if the final score by default is 12 points or above, then the message is rejected outright. If the message scores a 5, between a 5 and a 12, then by default that message can be quarantined. You can also optionally add a subject tag to messages that score greater than a particular threshold, such as 5 points. For example, putting the spam tag in right here, and then configure the mail server's content filter to filter messages based on that subject tag. Of course, you can configure exclusions for messages from whitelisted senders or authenticated sessions or domain mail servers, and you can configure these settings globally, as shown up here in the top right-hand corner, or on a per domain basis. So you can actually find all those messages that were rejected or quarantined based on their message score via the message log. So if we go to the all messages log under the messages queues menu, we can do a search and then make sure that you have the advanced search options visible here, and then you can select reason is and then select message score. And then under result, you can search for those messages that were quarantined or those that were rejected. So for example, if I choose quarantined based on the message score and click on search, these are all of the messages that were quarantined based on their score. And if you double click on one, this will show how that score was assessed, these log snippets here. So for example, this message was processed through callback verification. All of these lines here correspond to callback verification. And then at the end, this message failed callback verification and 1 point was added to the message score. And if we scroll further down, this message was then passed through outbreak protection and 3 points were added to the message score as a result of outbreak protection scanning. And then the message was passed through Spam Assassin and the score was assessed accordingly through Spam Assassin based on these tests that were performed, and then 3 points were added to the message score here. And then finally, Security Gateway analyzed the message score, determined that it was a high score based on this score here. It had a final score of 7, and then it was counted as spam. And then from there it was quarantined. You can also find the messages that were rejected for the message score. Again, if we select result and then select rejected and then click on search, you can do the same thing for those messages there that were rejected based on their message score.